Hey guys, I want to give you some tips and tricks on making the right choice for which kind of case or enclosure or mount is going to be best on your GoPro for your given application. Now, if you watched enough of my videos, you know that I use everything from the frame mount to the skeleton door to the fully enclosed. I've got my own little hat cam thing. I have it mounted on the chin of my helmet. You know, I put these things everywhere, and I've done a lot of trial and error, and I've discovered a lot of things by accident, but here's some simple, easy to understand tips. First of all, you want the best audio quality for your videos, obviously, so it's always a question of what's the least I can get away with doing, and let me explain. The GoPro itself has microphones. The very best audio quality is the bare camera. Just holding it like this. Obviously that's not very convenient, so we have to put it in some kind of mount. The frame mount is just what it sounds like. It's just a frame. It's still going to give you the best audio quality because it doesn't enclose the camera microphones. It doesn't cover anything up. This happens to be the Cena frame. It's got the little extra space for the adapter, but GoPro itself has one that's virtually identical, and it just allows you to mount the camera onto something. It gives you this bottom mount here, but it doesn't interfere at all with the audio. So this is your best option, but it's not always the right option. This is a skeleton door case, and what this is just a couple slots. It's not waterproof. It secures the camera in. It's still a back door for your case. Goes on there, but it leaves these two areas completely open, and this allows quite a bit of sound, more than you would think, to get inside the case to the microphones. This is your next best option than just the frame. It actually gives pretty darn good results. Now, it is noticeable. You do tell that there's a case on. Because the audio levels using any kind of enclosure case are going to be diminished, what happens is the automatic gain is turned up by the camera. So in other words, the camera isn't hearing everything as well because you have it in the case, so it turns up its listening, and that also turns up the noise a little bit and doesn't quite have overall as good audio. So this, if you need any kind of enclosure and you don't need waterproofing, is going to be probably your best option. Now, if you do need waterproofing, obviously if you're out riding a motorcycle or anything like that, you do want to use the fully enclosed case. This is the absolute worst for audio, but it's necessary sometimes. Now, what happens, obviously you're still getting audio out of this, and you've seen a lot of my videos made with this, and obviously you can hear me, but the audio isn't as good. You definitely notice the quality level between these two, and it's a huge difference between this and having an open frame. What happens is the gain is really turned up because it's completely enclosed, and that again brings up the noise level, and the overall quality, especially of a voice, is greatly diminished. But as I said, it's waterproof, so there are certainly times when this is absolutely necessary. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why would you want to use this over the frame? Well, here's a good example. Say I'm using my hat cam, and here I have hat cam, and you can see that I have a skeleton door on the back, and you might be saying, well, why aren't you using the frame? You know, if you're just walking around a bike show or something like that, you would figure, well, you'd want the best audio, so this would be the best option. And it's not. Here's why. It's not that the audio quality is bad. It actually is very good. If you watch my, which last video did I use this on? The motorcycle show I did in Orlando, the AIMExpo. Okay, if you watch my booth tour video, I was walking around with this, and what you'll notice is the audio of the show, the audio of who I'm speaking with, like the salesman demoing the bike or something, excellent, very good audio. My voice, very quiet, very diminished, and that's because I'm wearing hat cam with this, and my voice has to go all the way around, up and over, and hit the mic. Okay, my voice is being blocked by the hat, and it's projecting straight out. The guy I'm talking to is speaking right at the mic, so he's loud, I'm not. That's not a good combo. You want them to be even. And that's exactly why you want to use this guy here. Even though the overall quality comes down just a little bit, it's not bad. If you watch my, boy, I'm getting all these show names mixed up. Okay, well, any of the latest bike show videos, like I just did the one at Quaker Steak and one down at the beaches. Those I was walking around with this, and you'll notice the overall outside sound and my voice are just about equal. You'd never know there was anything different about them. They sound a lot more normal. That's what this does, and let me explain how that works. It's not just the direction of me speaking this way and everything else coming this way, because obviously that's still happening, but with this on, it's magically better. Okay, say you're at a concert. You have your stage. You got a big speaker on stage right, big speaker on stage left. Here's your seats. Say you're sitting all the way up in the front row, all the way stage right. Okay, you're sitting there, and guess what? You're only hearing this big speaker here because it's coming right at you. This one over here, you can't really hear too much. What happens if you sit all the way back here? Guess what? You can hear both speakers. Left one's still going to be a little louder, but you can now hear this one. That's because the difference between the speakers is a lot less. Up here, the difference is huge. You know, maybe you have a 5 foot space here and a 50-foot space over here, but here the difference might only be 10 feet. So that's what's happening when you put this on. It's diminishing everything and it's equalizing everything. It's pulling you back in the rows. Now this one pulls you back into the freaking parking lot. All right, it equalizes everything all right, but it's so quiet that the camera has to turn up the gain. You notice the difference. So this is the real good compromise. So if you're doing any kind of hat cam, whether it's on your bill or if it's on your side, definitely, if you have a GoPro, you want to use this. If you have some other camera, you might want to use a real good windscreen, some thick foam, a dead cat, anything that's going to evenly muffle the sound enough to start equalizing. And the camera will take care of the rest. So that will really help equalize your voice and everything else outside. So if you've ever done a hat cam video and wondered why you can't hear yourself, that's why. You probably have a really good mic and it's really open. And unfortunately, that is only good for capturing things outside, not yourself. So that's it. Just some quick tips here. Oh, you know what? One other strange thing I wanted to notice. I wanted to tell you that I noticed. And it was when I was filming my how to wash a bike video. Obviously, I wanted it waterproof. Just in case anything splashed up. In retrospect, I should have used this, but I didn't know it. And I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have found this out. This is a weird one. If you're using a completely enclosed GoPro case, like I said, the camera is going to really crank up the gain on the audio. So everything is amplified because it can't hear anything. Don't go barefoot because your footsteps come through to the camera like thunder. Every single step. I had to edit that video for about a half an hour to get out all the footsteps because it was boom, boom, boom. I mean, it was incredibly amplified just because the camera's gain was shot way up because it was in this case. Put shoes on, it's no problem. I've shot videos with this on hat cam in shoes and there's absolutely no problem. But barefoot, on concrete at least, where I was, each step was thundering. So if you're going to do any kind of barefoot body-mounted camera work, definitely use a frame or a skeleton case to avoid that problem. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.